All right, so here's a question I think that you could find on one of the calculator sections of the AP Calculus AB exam. It says, find an equation of the line that is tangent to the graph of f and parallel to the given line. And the function they give us is x cubed. And the line they give us is in this weird form, and it says it's 3x minus y plus 1 is equal to 0. So what we know here, well, let's do this. We want our function, we want to know where our function has the same slope as this line, and we want line tangents to the curve at that slope. So the first thing I'm going to do is this. Go here, I'm going to go to calculator, and I just want to find the first derivative of the function. So what I'm going to do is this. From calculator, right, you would hit menu, which is here. And if you hit menu, what you'd see is this, calculus. So pull down your calculus screen and take the derivative here, and we want the derivative in terms of x. So in terms of x cubed, and we hit enter. And it is true that the first derivative of x cubed is 3x squared. And then they also gave us that weird line, didn't they? And we want to find out what's the slope of that line, because we want to figure out when the slope, and this is it, when the slope of our function is equal to the slope of that line. So we're going to do this. Solve, S-O-L-V-E, open the parentheses, and it was 3x minus y minus 1 is equal to 0. And what we want to do here is we want to know what the slope of this line is. So that what we do there is we just hit comma y, and it would put this equation in terms of y. And there it is. So what did we get here? We got the equation of a line in a form that we know. And we have to agree here that the slope of the line happens to be 3. Okay? So now what we want to know is, when is the slope of this function the same as this? So again, solve. When is 3x squared equal to 3? Now you're asking me where I got this. This 3x squared is the slope of the x cubed function, isn't it? This 3 right here is the slope of the line, and we want them to match, right? And we want to know that for what x values. So here, comma x, which means in terms of x, and hit enter. So we have this now. We have, it's true at x equals -1 and x equals 1. Well, this is what we know. I'm going to not beat this up too much, but we want to know where are those points. So we need to know, what is f of -1? That's this, right? This -1 right here. And we're going to put it back into our original function, which is x cubed. So -1 cubed is equal to -1. So that one place that our function has a slope of -3, I'm sorry, of 3 is the point -1, -1. And the other point, now we need to find this one, right? Now we need to find this one. So what's f of 1? And f of 1 cubed, right? 1 cubed equals 1. So that gives us the point 1, 1. Now I'm going to say this again. What do we know here? These are points on this x cubed function, and at these points, the slope of the function is 3, right? The same as the slope of this line. Okay? All right. So now what we're going to do is this, and I'll show you how to do it with your calculator, but now what we're going to do is we're going to use y minus y sub 1 is equal to m times x minus x sub 1, right? The first one, we'll take this point right here. We'll take this point right here. So point 1, 1. And we'll take y minus 1 is equal to, remember, we know what the slope is. The slope has to be 3, right? So the slope is 3 of x minus, and this one right here is this one right here. And if you solve that out, you would get y equals 3x minus 2. I added this one to each side, didn't I? And you would do the same thing for this. Now you do the same thing for this point, and you would say y minus 1, right? This minus 1 is this minus 1, is this minus 1 is equal to 4 times x minus, right? This minus 1 right here, minus 1, whoops, sorry, this should be 3, right? And this comes out to be y plus 1 is equal to 3x plus 3. So it's y equals 3x plus 2 if we simplify. So here are our two equations. All right? So I think this is actually doable. If you want, we can try one of these and see how this works. We'll do this. Look, let's try this. Just see if it works. Use point slope form. Solve again. S-O-L-V-E, sorry. And it's, right? We said it's y minus 1 equals 3 times x minus 1, right? And we want this solved in terms of y, so comma y. And there's that equation. So we could just drop this into our calculator also is another really cool way to do that. All right? This is what I wanted to leave off with, and it's this. The question that we were asked today is this question. The red curve, this curve right here, sorry, the red curve right here, that's at x cubed. They gave us that. And this green line right here, they gave us this. And they ask us what lines are tangent to the curve and parallel to this line. Well, here's that first equation right here, 3x plus 2. That's this one. And you can see it touches the curve exactly one place. It has the same slope as this line right here. And then the next one we got was 3x minus 2. And we can see that it touches the curve in exactly one place. And it's parallel to this green line. All right, I hope that was helpful. I'd love to hear your comments.